Yo people, welcome back. So today we're going to be looking at 10 of the best free plugins in November to cop right now. And of course, following that, in a couple weeks we'll have the Black Friday free plugin breakdown, as well as other tutorials which I'm excited to release. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So very first up on the list, we've got Showtime 64, which is a Fender style amp, and I'm guessing it's the Fender Frontman. I'll need to double check that, so maybe someone can say in the comments. But essentially, this is another great amp recreation. I think UAD's put out ones called Dreamverb and Lion something, but they're all great. Very well modeled. Basically got a little loop which I play guitar on, just like from an old song. And as you can see, basically has no processing, so we're just gonna go ahead, turn on the VST, this little plugin, and we're gonna see what kind of sounds we can get out of it and adjust accordingly. So next up we've got Temperance Lite, and it's made by SEVENTIES, which are well known for making both hardware and software across the years. And they've just released this free reverb, which is part of a more premium reverb package that they're offering on the website. So you can check that out, but you can get this one for free. And what it's really being sold on is it being the first musically intelligent. What they really mean is I think it just works at the pitch of the input source, so it recognizes or you can select the pitch and make sure the reverb is tuned correctly, because when you get into micro details for mixing, often stuff like making sure the reverb isn't creating too much de-essing and it's in the right pitch consistently and it's not wavering about with all sorts of stuff like, you know, wow, flutter. These can be quite important. So let's listen to this little loop without the reverb, and we're going to listen to what it does with. Alright people, so next up we've got Body by Playfair Audio, and this one is a very simple but effective compressor, and it basically works in three sections, which you can sort of see here. You've got the source, you've got the body, which is set in a ratio, and the target, which is really your output level, and the source, I neglected to mention, is your threshold. So let's just whack this down to say just 10, so it's sort of narrowing the threshold a little bit. Let's sort of like touch up the body here, and let's see how this sounds, and we'll play around the settings and see from here. We'll set a very gentle compression, and we'll see how the loop reacts with this. Alright, so next up we've got Selene, which is a great delay slash echo unit. And although some of these features like the shimmer are more premium and you actually have to pay to access those, it offers a lot of great stuff. And if you do want to upgrade, I think it's got a very interesting sound, and it would not be out of place in your setup. So we're going to listen to the sample without the echo, and then we're going to turn it on and see exactly what it does to the signal. Alright, so it's got a very interesting sound, and you do get a lot out of the plugin as it stands. But yeah, obviously you can upgrade with the shimmer, XYZ. I'll definitely say go cop this one, because you always want to have a bit of character with your reverb and echoes. So definitely go check this one out. Alright people, so next up we've got Fell by Tapefy, and last time we looked at one of their other plugins, Stop, which is also a brilliant offering, but this time we got basically a cassette slash vintage gear emulator, and it works by adding that hiss, those subtle dropouts that you normally get with those older bits of equipment. And I just think this one's done expertly. And yeah, we're not going to waste too much time. We're just going to check it out. We're going to listen to the loop without the effect, so you can get a kind of feel of it. And then we're going to sort of turn on the effect and see how it adds that extra vintage essence to the loop. So let's listen. Alright, next up we've got Transient control by Quiet Format, and essentially this is just your standard transient control device, but it does a very good job and offers you everything you need in a very simple and free package. So we're going to check this one out. It's also really nice having the drive added there. I think that could just be very useful in lots of scenarios. So we're going to run a little drum loop through it and see what it does. Alright, so next up we've got Ceiling Fan, which is a clipper slash compressor sort of algorithm. And you know me by now, you know I like my simple interfaces with, simple controls, but extremely effective and punchy to the point. And this is exactly what this plugin offers. So we're going to listen to it over a drum loop, hear how it sounds, and how it can shape the tone of your signal. Yo, so next up we've got Matro, which is a delay, and I know, yes, another delay on the list, but just bear with me because this one has some really bespoke, unique aspects about it, and it's probably going to be one of my future favorites, so definitely one to check out. And it's made by Karani Sounds, which is really known for doing, you know, very, very interesting effects. So definitely check this one out. We're going to play the loop, and you can hear how the loop sounds without the effect, and we're going to engage it, and we're going to hear what the delay is doing exactly. So without further ado, let's listen. Right, so next up we've got Crush Effects, which is pretty much a multi-effects kind of unit, which is focused on really good crush sound, or something really similar of the same name, except starting with K. If you know, you know. But essentially, you're gonna listen to this one. I think the effects on this are quite well done, and they don't get, you know, in the way of each other too aggressively. But I'm gonna throw a tough sample at it so that you can see how it reacts to that. And we're gonna listen to the sample initially without the effect, and we're going to see what it's doing afterwards. So this is the last plugin on the list, but not really, because we've got a bunch of bonus plugins linked down below in the document, and there you can find some stuff which I found really interesting, some good deals as well, or just preference. And yeah, this is a great sort of little synth to finish on, because I think it's really nice and can serve people in maybe a clutch way of just adding, you know, that simple sound, maybe sort of like mono synth sound. And we're going to cycle through the presets just briefly and just see how some of these sounds, and yeah, we'll take it from there. So thanks a lot for watching. There are a bunch more free plugins as well as some bonus deals which are out there, which I wanted to include in the video but couldn't for convenience, but definitely was excited to come across those. So definitely check it out. The link's in the description below. And of course, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate the support that this channel has gotten over the past few months. I'm definitely working to make sure that more content reaches you guys, and for that I'll definitely need your feedback. Be highly appreciated on the specific stuff you want to see on this channel, whether that's plugin breakdowns, whether that's effects like phaser breakdowns, long mixing videos, maybe exploring particular parts of a track, or just the track in general. Thanks again for watching, it means a lot. Love and have a great week, whatever you're up to, hopefully making some music.